All right, guys. Well, today what we want to take a look at is how you can make it look like you are going through a portal. So, what I did is I first had to record myself just kind of running. So, here's the video that I took. Now, notice at the beginning that I have a lot of clean frame. This is where I have the video is recording while nothing's happening. There was like I wasn't in the scene at the beginning, and then at the end, I had some clean frame at the end. Um, this is going to be really important. You need to have that clean frame where you're not in the frame. It's just recording the background. Make sure you have some either at the beginning, some at the end. Both would be beneficial as well. And then in this case, for this video, we're going to make it look like we kind of just jumped through a little portal. So we can just kind of run across the screen. So that way it looks like we're at the beginning, and then we'll have it show up where we're at the end of the video then as well. So let's take a look at how we can do that. So I recorded my video already, and so you'll just need to do something like that, just kind of run across the screen. If you can have it set up to where you've got a little bit of like distance, so that I had mine set up on my deck, and then I ran kind of in the background here so that it gave me enough space so I could see myself actually moving, some distance. That sometimes works out a little bit better than as well. So I just used Photo Booth to do that, and I'm going to just take Photo Booth here and record it, and then in After Effects I started a new project, and I'm going to start a new composition. Let's just call this Portal. And once I've got my new composition started here, I'm going to go ahead and just take my video from Photo Booth. I'm going to drag it over here into the project panel. I'm going to drop it in there, and I'm going to drag it, and I'm going to drop it onto this little, looks like a movie reel down here. It makes that composition though as well. So I can do that. And now my video is inside of After Effects, so I can begin to work with it. I like to click down here on the percentage and just put it at fit, just so I can see it a little bit easier. Right, now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and just play through it once, just so that it renders everything for me, and when it has this green bar going across there, everything is rendered. So I'll kind of play through that one time. That way I can then I should be able to kind of scroll through it a little bit easier and find the spots that I want to split this into. So the first place that I'm going to split it into is that first section of clean frame. So right before I start coming in, and even before my shadow comes in, I'm going to put my cursor there. I'm going to make sure that I have it selected here, and I'm going to go ahead and come up to edit and hit split layer, and then I'm going to call this clean frame. Oops, hit enter, and I'm going to call this clean frame. Let's call it beginning, just so that we know, because we'll have some clean frame at the end then as well. All right, then I'm going to have kind of a section here where I'm running, and I'm going to say that right about here, maybe right, let's say right there. This is where I'm going to go into the portal then. So I'm going to split this then as well. And I'm going to hit split layer. And let's name this, hit enter, and let's name this portal beginning as well. All right. Now this whole section in the middle here, I'm just going to basically get rid of this. I don't want this part. So I'm going to say though right there, when I kind of come out on the opposite end of the screen, that this is where I want to show back up again. Okay, so again, I'm going to do edit, split layer. This middle section here, I'm just going to delete. I don't want that. I'm going to make it so I just kind of pop up. And then I'm going to say, rename this to portal ending. And let's just do a split layer and this last part then as well. And this will name clean frame ending, just so that we have everything kind of split how we want it. Okay, so now what we have, if we go back, we've got our clean frame at the beginning, and then I kind of run through, then it's like just gone for a second, and then I show up again at the end, and then the clean frame at the end. Well, that doesn't look too good yet, because that's kind of not what we want to happen. So here's now where we can begin to make this look pretty cool. So I'm going to take this clean frame ending, I'm going to drag it down so it's underneath my two portal videos, and I'm going to drag this open clip, or this clip, back. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take this clean frame ending and I'm going to drag it down so that it's underneath my two portal videos. And then I'm going to take the video here, the clean frame part of it, and I'm going to drag it back so it fits right in between that portal, the two portal videos, so that this space where it was just black previously is now going to show up as that clean frame, and it's going to make it look like I'm running, and then I just kind of disappear, and then I show up again at the end. Now that little glitch there was from Photo Booth. I don't know what happened with Photo Booth. Photo Booth was kind of being weird, and it made it kind of glitch. So it now has, I kind of am running, I disappear, and then I show up again at the end and run off the screen. Now that's okay, but it doesn't really have that portal effect that we kind of want. So I found this site called Footage Crate, which is just an awesome site. So footagecrate.com, and it has tons of free special effects and things that you can use. And I found this one that I thought was pretty cool called the Magic Hit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drag that over here into my project panel, and then I'm going to drag that down here as well, and I'm going to put it over on the top of this. Now I want to move it so that it shows up kind of at the beginning when I jump into the portal at the beginning. So there it is. So this is what it looks like. So it's going to kind of do that effect. Now I want it to line up so that it's going to do that effect right as I'm going where I disappear. So I'm going to kind of move it so that kind of like that. And I can take this and I can drag it around as well then. So I'm going to take this and drag it. I think I'm going to scale it down a little bit too. Make it just a little bit smaller. So I'm going to just kind of zoom out a little bit and I can see the size. So I don't want it to be like massive. I want it to be basically the size of me. Alright, so let's see. Now I kind of, as I'm running, it starts to come. You can see me a little bit, and then it kind of goes through its effect, and then I'm just gone. And then as we continue and we proceed to the next, I show up again. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take this video clip here, I'm going to drag it down and put it on the top layer here, and I'm going to move it so that it shows up again about right there where I want it to show up again. I'm going to drag it over top of me, and I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so that I can change the scale of this, make this be about just the size of me then as well. I'm going to zoom back in. So now I think I maybe want it to start just a little bit sooner, so that it kind of shows up. So now here's the whole thing. So I'm going to kind of run, I'm going to disappear, and then I show up again at the end. So kind of a simple way to do it, where you just basically are cutting out the section in between, and then you're just adding these little video clips over the top of it that shows the little magic hit, the little spell, kind of make it look like you went through the portal and then you showed up again at the end. So that's the project. That's what we're going to try. See if you can make yourself go through that portal by cutting it and then adding in those the video clips in between to make it look like you went through one and then came out in another section. All right, have fun.